Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the first video in my Game Boy Zero build series. Today I'm going to be showing you how to put Retropie on the SD card, as well as importing ROMs via a flash drive. So what you will need to do this is a computer, a Raspberry Pi Zero, SD card, a flash drive, a USB gamepad, as well as a way to connect the flash drive and gamepad to the Raspberry Pi, an HDMI cable to connect the Raspberry Pi to the TV, and the power cable for your Raspberry Pi. I have mine plugged into a standard iPhone plug. So let's head over to the computer and get started. Now that we're on our computer, we're going to want to head over to retropie.org.uk. Once we're here, we're going to click on the Download tab, scroll down, and click Raspberry Pi 0/1. Once you've downloaded that, you're going to head over to sourceforge.net and download Win32 Disk Imager. And once you've downloaded both of these, you're going to want to put them onto your desktop and connect your SD card to your computer. Now, once you have it connected to your computer, you're going to want to open Win32 Disk Imager. And once you have it open, you're going to click on this little blue folder and locate the Retropie image, which should be on your desktop. Once you have that selected, make sure that your SD card is selected under Drive, and then click Write, and then click Yes. And then you just have to wait for it to finish writing it to the SD card. Once it has completed, you can exit out of the Win32 Disk Imager and eject your SD card. So now that we have the SD card in the Raspberry Pi, we want to connect the HDMI cable, the USB gamepad, and lastly, we want to connect the power to the very top port. Once we connect the power, the Raspberry Pi is going to boot up and go through its initial boot up process. Once it's booted up, you'll be greeted with this screen giving you a prompt to set up a controller. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold one of the buttons on the controller and go through the setup process. Now once you're done, press OK, and this might take a few seconds. Now once it's booted up, you'll see that there is no emulators, no games, just the settings folder. So what we're going to want to do is head on over to the computer. The first thing we're going to want to do is plug the flash drive into the computer. Once the flash drive is plugged in, we want to head over to Disk Utility. Once we're in Disk Utility, we want to click on the flash drive, click Erase, and reformat it to ms/DOS FAT, and click Erase. Now, once that's completed, you can exit out of the Disk Utility, open up the flash drive, and add a folder called Retropie, all lowercase, no space. And once you've done that, you can now eject the flash drive. And now, it's best to have a flash drive that has a LED in it, because we are now going to take the flash drive and plug it into the Raspberry Pi. So now once we have it in, you'll see the light start flashing. Now what it's doing is it's actually writing a couple files and folders to the flash drive. Okay, so now that it's done flashing, we're going to remove the flash drive from the Raspberry Pi and plug it back into the computer. Once you have the flash drive hooked back up to your computer, you can see that there are 3 additional folders in the Retropie folder. So now I want to head over to the internet and download ROMs. And once you have the ROMs downloaded, you can then open up the ROMs folder in the Retropie, and you can see in here it has all the emulators. You can then take your ROMs and drop them in the respective folder. Once you have the ROMs in the folder, you can then eject the flash drive and plug it back into your Raspberry Pi. Once you plug it back into the Raspberry Pi, you'll see the lights starting to flash, and you're just going to wait until the light stops flashing. That means all the ROMs have transferred over to the Raspberry Pi. Okay, now the lights stop flashing, we're going to plug back in the USB controller. To restart the Raspberry Pi, you press Start, scroll down to Quit, and then press Restart System, and then Yes. So once it has fired back up, you should see the emulators of the ROMs that you put on there. In my case, the NES. So if we open it up, you can see all the ROMs are in here. And we can fire one up just to show you that it works. And there it is. So I hope this helped. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you in the next video.